The cosmic mockery. Captain Alina Reyes stood motionless as laughter echoed through the grand chamber of the Galactic Council. The massive hall, designed to accommodate representatives from over 300 spacefaring civilizations, amplified every chirp, click, and hum of alien amusement. Their ridicule needed no translation. The humans proposed to join our rapid response fleet with vessels that cannot even break 1,000 times light speed, announced Delegate Zorix, his crystalline body shimmering with blue pulses of what Alina recognized as condescension. Perhaps in another millennium, they might contribute meaningfully to galactic security. More laughter rippled through the chamber. Alina maintained her diplomatic posture, face expressionless despite the heat rising in her cheeks. Beside her, Dr. Marcus Chen clutched his presentation device so tightly his knuckles had turned white. Our quantum fold drives represent a significant advancement for human science, Marcus said, his voice steady despite the mockery. We've achieved stable wormhole creation that accomplishes what our youngest species mastered centuries ago, interrupted a Tyrillian representative, her 4 eyes blinking in synchronized amusement. Humans simply lack the neurological architecture to comprehend proper higher dimensional travel. The Council Overseer, a massive entity composed of swirling gases contained within an ornate environmental suit, raised an appendage for silence. Earth's petition for full Council membership is noted but denied for the 17th cycle. Observer status remains appropriate until technological parity is demonstrated. After being dismissed, Alina and Marcus walked silently through the sweeping corridors of the Galactic Hub Station. Enormous windows revealed the majesty of space beyond. Thousands of alien vessels moving with impossible grace, folding through dimensions as easily as birds soared through air. 17 rejections, Marcus finally said as they boarded their shuttle. 17 times they've laughed at us. Alina stared out at the Council ships. Each one represented civilizations that had achieved what humanity could only dream of: instantaneous travel across the galaxy through manipulation of higher dimensions. Earth vessels, by comparison, could barely reach nearby star systems in reasonable timeframes. It doesn't matter how many breakthroughs we make, she said. They've decided humans are cosmically insignificant, and nothing will change their minds. As their shuttle prepared to depart, Alina's communication device vibrated with an encrypted message. The security level made her eyebrows rise. Project Nexus activated. Return immediately. Breakthrough confirmed. She showed the message to Marcus, whose eyes widened. That's impossible. We're still years away from even theoretical confirmation. Apparently not, Alina replied, forwarding new coordinates to their pilot. The shuttle changed course, heading not toward Earth's diplomatic station, but to a classified location hidden in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. As they approached what appeared to be an unremarkable mining operation, a hidden docking bay materialized, welcoming them inside. Admiral Zhang greeted them personally, his weathered face tight with what Alina recognized as barely contained excitement. "I expected you back in a week," he said without preamble. "But circumstances have accelerated our timeline." "What circumstances?" Alina asked, matching his brisk pace as they descended into the heart of the station. "We've done it," Zhang answered simply. "Dr. Nakamura's team has achieved stable 7th-dimensional folding." Marcus stopped walking. 7th? The Council races only use 5th-dimensional travel. They claim 6th is purely theoretical. "Precisely why we've kept this project compartmentalized," Zhang said. "Follow me." They entered a vast chamber carved from the asteroid's interior. Suspended in the center was a ship unlike any Alina had seen before. At first glance, it appeared conventional, roughly the size of a frigate with smooth lines and modest weapon systems. But as they approached, she noticed strange distortions around its hull, as if reality itself struggled to maintain proper form around the vessel. "The Defiance," Zhang announced with pride. "Humanity's first 7th-dimensional warship." Dr. Eiko Nakamura, a slight woman with intense eyes, stepped forward. "3 days ago, we achieved breakthrough. The dimensional folding matrix operates at capacities we never imagined possible. She led them to a viewing platform overlooking what appeared to be the ship's engine room. Instead of the massive power cores that drove conventional vessels, a small crystalline structure hovered in suspended animation. As Alina watched, the object seemed to fold inward upon itself repeatedly, existing in spaces that her eyes couldn't properly process. The Infinity Crucible, Dr. Nakamura explained. It doesn't push through space-time like conventional drives. It folds space-time through itself, stepping outside dimensional boundaries entirely. Marcus approached the railing, his scientific curiosity overcoming his disbelief. How did you solve the recursion problem? The energy requirements alone should be. We didn't approach it mathematically, Dr. Nakamura interrupted. At least, not with mathematics as we understand them. She hesitated, glancing at Admiral Zhang, who nodded. 15 months ago, we recovered an artifact from deep space, not Council technology. Something else. Something older. A holographic display activated, showing a strange geometric object that seemed to defy Euclidean geometry. We still don't understand what created it or why. But it contained information. Concepts our best minds have been decoding. The Infinity Crucible is the result. Elena studied the ship with new eyes. Has it been tested? Unmanned trials only, Admiral Zhang replied. We've sent probes across the solar system with perfect results. 0 transit time. The ship simply exists here, then exists there. We were prepared to begin manned tests next month, Dr. Nakamura added. But something has happened. Admiral Zhang's expression darkened. 6 hours ago, the Varaxian Empire launched a surprise attack on the Alara colony. They're one of the younger council races, only about 500 years more advanced than us. He activated another display showing tactical data. The Varaxians struck without warning. The council has called an emergency session to organize a response fleet. And let me guess, Alina said, Earth wasn't invited to participate. Correct. According to official channels, our ships would take too long to reach the conflict zone to be useful. Marcus understood immediately. But with the Defiance, we could be there instantly, Admiral Zhang finished, before the council ships even leave their docks. Elena studied the tactical display. The Alara colony was home to millions of civilians with limited defensive capabilities. The Varaxians were known as aggressive expansionists, barely kept in check by council politics. You want to reveal our technology now. The council will claim we stole it. They'll use it as an excuse to place us under sanctions, maybe worse. Perhaps, Admiral Zhang acknowledged, or they might finally recognize that humans deserve a place at the table. Either way, can we stand by while millions die, knowing we could help? The decision weighed heavily on Elena. She had dedicated her career to elevating humanity's standing in the galactic community, enduring countless diplomatic humiliations with quiet dignity. Part of her wanted the Council to continue underestimating humanity, to give them time to develop this technology further. But she was a captain first, and captains didn't leave people to die. How soon can the Defiance be ready for a rescue mission? 12 hours, Dr. Nakamura answered. We're finishing final system integration now. And you need a crew, Elena concluded. Admiral Zhang nodded. Volunteers only. This goes beyond any normal mission parameters. There are risks we can't even predict when folding through the 7th dimension. I'm in, Marcus said immediately. You'll need someone who understands the theoretical principles, even if I'm learning as we go. Elena wasn't surprised. Beneath his scientific demeanor, Marcus had always been driven by exploration and discovery. The Council needs to understand that humanity isn't content to wait patiently at the bottom of the galactic hierarchy, she said. I'll command the mission. Within hours, 5 other specialists had volunteered. Lieutenant Sofia Rodriguez, Weapons Systems. Commander James Park, Tactical Operations. Dr. Layla Nasser, Xenobiology for Potential Casualties. Lieutenant Victor Okafor, Communications, and Chief Engineer Hiroshi Tanaka, who had helped design the Defiance's conventional systems. As the crew prepared, Elena toured the ship more thoroughly. Despite its revolutionary propulsion system, most systems were familiar. The bridge was configured to Earth fleet standards, weapons and defenses were conventional if advanced, and life support followed established protocols. "We kept as much standard as possible," Chief Tanaka explained as they inspected the engine room. "The less variables during our first deployment, the better." At the heart of the ship, the Infinity Crucible pulsed with energies that seemed to bend the light around it. Elena found herself unable to look directly at it for more than a few seconds before her vision began to swim. "It's beautiful," she murmured. "And terrifying," Dr. Nakamura added quietly. "We're manipulating dimensions beyond human comprehension. There are theories that consciousness itself might be affected." "Meaning?" "Meaning we don't know what you'll experience during the fold. Probes don't have minds to be altered." Elena considered this. "Is it dangerous?" "We don't believe so. But I wanted you to be aware." 8 hours later, final preparations were complete. Admiral Zhang addressed the crew one last time before departure. "What you're about to undertake may change humanity's future forever. The Council has underestimated us, relegated us to the sidelines of galactic affairs. Today, that changes." The Defiance departed Earth using conventional drives, maintaining complete communication silence. To any observers, it appeared to be a standard patrol vessel on a routine mission. Once beyond lunar orbit, Elena gave the order. "All stations, secure for dimensional fold. Dr. Chen, activate the Infinity Crucible." Marcus's hands moved across controls designed with concepts barely understood by human science. The crystalline structure at the ship's heart began to pulse faster, folding inward upon itself with increasing complexity. "Crucible reaching critical resonance," he reported. "7th-Dimensional aperture forming in 3, 2, 1. Reality twisted. Elena felt her consciousness stretching in directions she couldn't name, her very being seeming to exist in multiple places simultaneously. The stars outside vanished, replaced by geometries impossible in three-dimensional space. For what might have been an instant or an eternity, the Defiance existed nowhere and everywhere at once. Then reality snapped back into focus. On the view screen, a planet appeared, Elura Prime, and surrounding it, the Varaxian attack fleet, their massive warships raining destruction upon the defenseless colony below. "Position confirmed," Lieutenant Rodriguez announced, voice tight with amazement. "We've arrived at the Elura system. Transit time, 0. Elena took a deep breath, straightening her uniform. "Open a channel to the Varaxian command ship. Let's show the galaxy what humanity can really do." Humanity's uprising. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered a military engagement zone. Withdraw immediately or be destroyed." The Varaxian commander's transmission carried the typical arrogance of a superior force addressing an insignificant interloper. Elena's lips curved into a slight smile. "This is Captain Elena Reyes of the Earth vessel Defiance. We're here to assist the Elura colony. Your unprovoked attack violates Council security protocols. Stand down your weapons and withdraw." Laughter answered her, that same dismissive sound she had heard countless times in Council chambers. "And Earth vessel, did you spend months traveling here just to die? Your primitive technology is no match for Varaxian might." "Scans show they're deploying orbital bombardment platforms," Commander Park reported. "Civilian casualties already in the thousands. They're targeting population centers." Elena nodded grimly. "Target their lead bombardment platform. Conventional weapons only. Let's not reveal everything at once." The Defiance moved with unexpected speed, its conventional drives pushing it through space with precision that caught the Varaxians off guard. A barrage of high-energy projectiles struck the bombardment platform, disrupting its firing sequence. "They're responding," Lieutenant Rodriguez announced. 3 destroyer-class vessels moving to intercept." "Let them come," Elena said calmly. "Dr. Chen, prepare for microfold maneuvers." The Varaxian destroyers approached with confident aggression, energy weapons charging. Just as they fired, Marcus activated the Infinity Crucible at minimal power. The Defiance disappeared, the energy blasts passing through empty space. It reappeared instantly behind the Varaxian vessels. What was that? The Varaxian commander demanded, his translator unable to mask his shock. How did you? Precision targeting, Elena ordered, cutting off the transmission. The Defiance's weapons struck key systems on each destroyer, disabling their propulsion without destroying the vessels. News of the strange Earth ship spread quickly through the Varaxian fleet. Their coordinated attack pattern dissolved into confusion as vessels repositioned to confront this unexpected threat. Captain, Lieutenant Okafor called from communications. I'm detecting multiple fold signatures approaching. Council response fleet incoming. Elena had expected this. The Council might be bureaucratic, but once mobilized, their technological superiority allowed rapid response. What they hadn't anticipated was finding an Earth vessel already engaged with the Varaxians and winning. The first Council ships emerged from 5th-Dimensional space, massive vessels representing the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy. Their commanders must have been briefed on the situation, as a priority communication came through immediately. Earth Vessel Defiance, this is High Commander Thessalor of the Council Security Force. Explain your presence in this conflict zone. Elena straightened her uniform before activating the visual communication. High Commander, the Earth received news of the attack on Elara. As fellow members of the galactic community, we felt obligated to render assistance. The alien commander's compound eyes narrowed. Your vessel arrived before our response fleet. That should not be possible with Earth technology. Perhaps the Council has underestimated human capabilities, Elena replied smoothly. We're currently engaged in evacuating Elaran civilians from the primary attack zones. With your permission, we'll continue while your forces address the Varaxian fleet. Before Thessalor could respond, the Defiance demonstrated its capabilities once more. As 3 Varaxian cruisers converged on an Elaran evacuation shuttle, the Earth ship simply vanished, then reappeared directly between the attackers and their prey. Are they using 5th-dimensional folding? Another Council commander demanded. How did humans acquire such technology? Not 5th, Thessalor responded, her voice carrying a new tone. One Elena had never heard from a Council representative when addressing humans. It sounded remarkably like respect. Something else entirely. The battle turned quickly once the Council fleet engaged. Outmatched and surrounded, the Varaxian attackers began retreating, their conquering ambitions thwarted. Throughout the conflict, the Defiance demonstrated capabilities that confounded even the advanced Council races, appearing and disappearing across the battlefield with precision that defied conventional understanding of dimensional travel. Hours later, with the immediate threat neutralized, Elena received a formal request to dock with the Council command vessel. Admiral Zhang's instructions had been clear. This moment of revelation had always been the true mission. Elena selected a small team. Herself, Marcus, and Dr. Nasser, who had treated several Elaran civilians rescued during the battle. They were escorted to a grand conference chamber where representatives from 8 Council races awaited them. Captain Reyes, High Commander Thessalor began. Your intervention today was unexpected. The Council requires an explanation regarding your vessel's propulsion technology. Elena nodded respectfully. The Defiance represents the newest advancement in human space travel. We call it the Infinity Crucible, a 7th-dimensional folding drive. The chamber erupted in protests and exclamations. Impossible. Humans lack the cognitive framework to conceptualize beyond 5th-dimensional space. This technology must have been stolen. Thessalor raised a limb for silence. 7th-dimensional travel remains theoretical even to the most advanced Council races. You claim humans have not only conceptualized it, but implemented it successfully. We have. Marcus stepped forward, activating a holographic display of the Crucible's operational principles, carefully edited to reveal capabilities without exposing critical secrets. Our approach differs fundamentally from conventional dimensional theory. Rather than pushing through dimensions sequentially, we fold through them concurrently. The technical discussion that followed stretched the limits of translation algorithms, as Marcus explained concepts that challenged even the Council race's understanding of dimensional physics. Throughout the exchange, Alina noticed a fundamental shift in how the aliens regarded them: curiosity replacing condescension, interest overriding dismissal. This development changes the balance of technological achievement within Council space, a Tyrrellian representative finally stated. The implications are significant. Indeed, Alina agreed. Earth believes this development warrants reconsideration of our status within the galactic community. Thessalor studied her with all four eyes. You use this technology to save lives today, when you could have kept it hidden to develop military applications. That choice has not gone unnoticed. Humanity seeks cooperation, not domination, Alina replied. We want a voice in galactic affairs proportionate to our capabilities. Nothing more, nothing less.